nays of joining this evening? Sydney, or?
Two people I didn't hear back from, and I received no no's.
Okay.
But we can begin right now.
Nays of joining this evening? Sydney, or?
There are two
People I didn't hear back from, and I received no no's.
Okay.
We can begin right now. Okay. So
There are two others, right?
Yes, normally there would be two other people. But for now, we'll begin. So I call this meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. and I will read the land acknowledgement. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Hattaway-Darronk and the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands in which we live. Okay, is there any declarations of interest tonight?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda?
I'll move it.
Move Tony. Can I get a second?
Am I allowed to second? I don't know. Last year we were not, or last time we weren't allowed, so I'm not.
Yeah, you're allowed all rights this time.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are allowed to move second
I'll
and vote.
second it.
Okay, second by Councillor Decker.
All right.
Linda, I see your hand is up. Okay, I will continue on. So we're going to start with introductions. So we'll go around, say your name and why you wanted to join the Community Events Committee. Councillor Decker, if you want to start.
Well, I've always had a huge role in the community here in Thorold. From when I worked at the bank with our barbecue boot drive at the Pine Plaza, to our bake sales, the United Way, sitting on the board for the TCAG, running their auctions and trivia nights, volunteer for the Canal Bank Shuffle and Canada Day. So I thought it would be something that I would still continue doing, and I do. So we had a really successful committee last term of council, and hopefully we can continue going forward.
Thank you. Tony, would you like to go next?
I'm Tony Vandermaas. I've been involved in just about every event known to Thorold. Had a bunch in Grimsby, Beamsville, Winona, etc. I'm the town crier so far. And I just thought that, I'd get involved in this committee for a while. I'm on others as well, and I just wanted to see if I can help here, maybe get other things going.
Thank you. Marcia.
Hi, everybody. Marcia Capola. Sit on many council committees with many of you. I have two businesses in the downtown, two active children in all of Thorold's activities. I'm involved in a lot of the events that already are taking place. Sat on the board previously with Nella for the previous 4 years. And we kind of started the whole thing, I think, in the last 4 years, Nella? So it's nice to see everybody come together, and hopefully we'll have a successful 3-4 years.
Yes. And I'm going to echo on that, Marcia. That was a new committee that started last term of council. So the special events committee was a new committee. So yeah, it was good.
Perfect. Thank you. Carol, would you like to go next? Sorry, I believe you're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I was on the last committee as well with Nella and Marcia, and I was also on the Canada 150 committee. And I'm also volunteer coordinator with the Thorold Community Theater.
Perfect, thank you. Linda? We can come back to Linda. Dave, would you like to do an introduction on your position at the city?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dave Baldoni. I'm Manager of Community Services Interim. I'm here filling in for Stephanie Jarvis tonight. It's nice to see everyone here.
Thank you. Linda, would you like to make an introduction? Okay, I'll do mine. I'm Sydney. I work for the Clerk's Department as the legislative assistant. I will be attending all committee meetings. I will be taking the minutes, and I will also be the person making and distributing the agenda. And so going forward, as Dave mentioned, Stephanie Jarvis will be the staff liaison for this committee. She just unfortunately wasn't able to make it tonight. So we'll move on to item 6 of the agenda, selection of chair and vice chair. So I will now call for nominations for the chair. I'll need a mover and seconder for each nomination.
Sounds good. Who wants to do it?
You do, Marcia.
You gonna do vice then?
No, I can't, because I'm unfortunately I can't always stay for the whole meeting, and I can't stay for this whole meeting either. So if I didn't have that previous because the meeting's on Thursday, that's a problem. I probably have to leave about 7:15.
Well, that leaves Marcia and Tony and Linda. So Marcia and Tony?
I'll do it.
Yay, you'll do a great job.
I'll do it too, for that matter. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so would someone like to make a formal motion, please?
I will, for Marcia, for, what is it, for chair?
Okay, and can I have a
Chair.
second for Marcia as chair?
I'll second Marcia.
Okay, Tony. Marcia, do you accept your nomination?
I do.
Okay. I will call a second and a third time for nominations for the chair. Okay, so can we get a mover and a seconder to close nominations for the chair? For a second, or motion by Councillor Decker, seconded by Nella. Or sorry, by Tony. Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor? That passed, or opposed, and that was carried. So there being only one nominee, please join me in congratulating committee chair Marcia. Congratulations.
Way to go, Marcia.
I will now call for nominations for the vice chair.
Tony Vanderman.
Okay, can I have a second, please?
I can.
Councillor Decker. Tony, do you accept your nomination for vice chair?
Sure.
Thank you. So I will call a second and third time for nominations for vice chair. Can I get a mover and a seconder to close nominations for vice chair? Moved by Councillor Decker and seconded by Carol. Thank you. So there being only one nominee, please join me in congratulating committee vice chair Tony.
Congratulations, Tony.
So Marcia, I will send you an email with the script for the remainder of the meeting if you would like to chair it.
Is it okay that I let you do it? My internet is down here in our area of Thorold right now.
Sure,
So I'm using data and I can't get it off my phone. So if you're okay with doing it for me, it'd be fantastic.
No problem. So the next order of business then is the work plan. We are tasked with creating a work plan, which will include our goals for the next 3 years. Is there any discussion on what we would like the work plan to include? Marcia?
We had discussed it previously, and Nella could probably help us with this. Is redoing the terms of reference for this group to include user groups. So we would have somebody from the library, somebody from Runway, like somebody from all the big groups and not necessarily having to follow the mayor's committees when it came to living in Thorold. So like Joanne could sit on representing the library at this committee. It was something we touched on previously, but I think it's something it'd be nice to see a representation from everybody. I don't know how everyone else feels about that, but it'd be nice.
I agree. I'm chairman of the library board, but I'll agree with that. Rebecca was on the committee for a short time last term, but she was removed because she didn't live here. And the thing is, she works here. Hardly any of our staff live in Thorold, so that would create a problem.
Yeah.
I'm good with that too. I know that the runway is a subcommittee of special events. And I know, Marcia, that you're sitting on both, so then you can sort of keep us apprised of what's going on with runway as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that there's a council rep for runway, from what I understand. So that it was mentioned that you sit on both committees, so you'll sort of keep us in the loop. And I'm
Yep.
good with that. I think we should have people that from other areas in Thorold.
Blues Festival, all that group, those
Yeah.
wonderful groups.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I'm not sure how that works, Sydney, but I'm for that for sure.
Sure, we can add that into we can add that into our work plan to review the terms of reference to see if we can have people from different groups. Is there anything else people would like to see on the work plan for the next 3 years? Tony?
I'd like to see us work on other events. I came to this committee last term, and the committee adopted it, and so did council, I believe, but nothing has happened since. So 2025 is the end of, are a number of anniversaries in this city. It's the 50th anniversary of the city of Thorold, the 150th anniversary of the town of Thorold. But there's a number of others as well. The high school will be 150 years old in 2025. I have a whole list of others as well that were given to council at the time. But nothing's done with it. And if you want to put anything together of any size by 2025, you have to get started.
Yep.
I worked on the War of 1812 bicentennial. I was the events coordinator for that, and we planned that for 4 years.
Wow, thank you. We can add to our work plan looking at other events. Just so everyone is aware, we are changing the structure of committees a little bit this year. So as the events committee, all other committees who are hoping to do events will submit them through a form that will be reviewed by this committee as the events committee. And if they are city sanctioned events, such as if they use budget, but they are not planned by the city, this committee would look at them, approve them, and then recommend them to council. Whereas if it is a actual city event, such as Canada Day or Santa Claus Parade, then those are the events that this committee would help. If you guys want to add more city events, you can always motion those and bring those to council. So that is a little bit how the structure of events is going to work for this term.
Well, the thing is that in order to do this thing for 2025, the city is going to have to do pretty much like what they did with the 1812 bicentennial and appoint a committee to do it.
Okay, I can definitely add that to the work plan for us to consider more. Is there anything else people would like to have on the work plan? Things they would like to see within the next few years, or goals for events, anything like that? Marcia?
One thing too that I think would be nice if we try and plan, like Tony said, the 2 years in advance, and encouraging all the user groups that are using the forum to plan their events a year for the whole year. So we can kind of create a master way of So we know exactly what's happening in Thorold and coordinating it, because I do think that's something we lack in Thorold, is that continuity between all the groups and what's happening. And be nice to have that done where it's, encourage instead of last minute things. It's more, let's plan ahead. I love what Tony said about planning for 2025.
God knows that's been tried often enough. People don't come forward with their information. I mean, the city has an event site, and the tourism site has an event site. And when the Thorold News was still Thorold News, it had an events section on their site. But it doesn't do any good unless people actually, inform you of what their events are.
Mhm.
But if they're on this committee, it'll be easier.
Yeah, and we are aware, Tony, that the 50th anniversary is coming up. Obviously, we're in a new term of council. We're just trying to get our committees established.
Right.
And like Sydney said, Santa Claus and Canada Day are going to fall under city run events. So hopefully we will have somebody coordinating those events, through city staff, and, perhaps maybe a new assistant or something. So, yeah, and hopefully we can get some of the schools involved to help, like Brock and Niagara. And that's what we're looking to as well. So, because there is a lack of volunteers. So I think we want to coordinate with Niagara College and Brock University, people that are going to school for community services, special events that they'll be able to help us out, whether it's as a part of their part of the process.
Curriculum.
Yeah, something like that. So
For future, Nella, it's called Brock Cares for the Brock volunteers. It's Becky who's the organizer. And she's happy to work with the city for anything and for any volunteers.
yeah, perfect.
Feel free to reach out. They're amazing, and they were great when we did a couple things during the summer games. They were the ones that came out.
Mhm.
And if you want volunteers from the high school, you have to talk to the guidance counselor.
Yeah, we hadn't mentioned the high school.
I have a contact for the high school, for the kids to get their hours. Because the Thorold Theater used, not that very many showed up, but I did get a couple students.
When I still ran the Santa Claus parade, we had some interesting, we had some interesting results going there. One time they had, when it was Ruth Martin and I doing it, we went to the high school. We met in a room. There were 32 high school kids there. They the guidance counselor told them, okay, we want you to, if you want to sign up for this, once you sign up, this is, you have to do it. So 32 kids signed up. You know how many showed up?
2.
0.
Two showed up at the end of the parade and wanted Ruth to sign their sheets anyway.
Yeah. I had about 4 or 5 show up, and they're sign up, and 2 showed up.
Hi, I see someone joined with their phone.
I think it's Linda. Linda's trying to call in.
That's probably.
Yes, for some reason, the setup, I wasn't allowed to join.
Oh.
And the host has disabled attendee chat, so I can't even participate.
Oh. My bad. I did not know I had that disabled. We can try. Are you able to speak through the phone like this? Does that work for you?
No, there's too much feedback.
Okay, I will see if I can
It's echoing.
change the settings. Are you able to try a chat now?
Okay, no. Anyway, I'm going to hang up. And I still hear audio, so I can still participate. Listen, thank you.
Thank you.
That's too bad.
We will work on that for the next meeting to make sure the chat function is working. So is there anything else people wanted on the work plan? It could be things last term that they would like to improve upon or any goals.
Are you gonna be sending out minutes from the meetings? Somebody?
Yes, I will be
Okay.
taking and posting minutes.
Okay, and they'll be within a couple of days after the meetings then, or?
I'm not
I'm
too
just
sure.
asking.
I'm not too sure what the time frame will be yet, but I will try to get
Okay.
them as soon as possible. We will
It
also
won't
have,
be the same day as the next meeting, right?
no, it would be earlier than that.
Okay,
And I
that's
will
fine.
also have them posted on the public website for everyone.
Okay, good.
Okay, so if there's no more discussion on the work plan, we can move to item 5.2, which is a discussion surrounding the time and date for meetings for the remainder of the term. So there was a report written on this, CEAC C1 2023. And I would just like to highlight that the recommendations from staff is having this meeting on the first Tuesday of every month at 6:30 p.m.
Council night.
Pardon me?
That's council night.
Yes.
What, I don't know if any meetings fall on the first Tuesday because we're going every 3 weeks now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Oh, I
We
didn't
are.
know.
We are also able to modify the schedule as we go and call special meetings as needed to get around things such as holidays and things like that. Does anyone have any discussion on which date or time they would like for meetings going forward?
Well, I still have the same issue on Tuesday as I do on Thursday, so I can't stay for the whole meeting.
usually the
It's a
meetings
kid.
are only a half hour to 45 minutes anyway. Normally.
Yeah.
They've been longer than that, Marcia, do you recall?
No, they were pretty quick with us last year too.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see how it goes, like,
Yeah.
just,
I'm okay with Tuesday. I would prefer Tuesday or Thursday, as I do have other commitments on Monday. And I do need one day a week to go pick up my great niece from daycare. So I'm on daycare pickup usually twice a week, but I try to do it when I'm done work earlier. So Tuesdays or Thursdays are fine with me, whatever the majority goes with, as long as it's 6 o'clock or later, not 4:30, because I'm still driving on the highway then.
Carol, what if we moved it to 6:15? Would that help you at all?
no, because what it is I have to take my granddaughter back home and she has to be home for 7:30.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
and we have to pick her up at 5:30, so
is
we were
there,
just
Already.
late today. She had to show us her new school. She starts kindergarten.
is there a night that works for you?
Any other night but Tuesday or Thursday.
Hmm.
But no, leave it as it is and I'll work around it. It's
On
fine.
Monday, I got Parks, Trails and Recreations.
Yeah, and runways usually on Mondays.
Yeah, so just leave it for now. And I do know that, I don't know if Linda's on here or not, but I do know she works till 5. So,
Sydney, can you tell us what tourism is scheduled to be on? Do you know?
Sure, one moment.
Just because I sit on that one too, right? So we haven't had a meeting for that one yet.
Tourism, as of right now, is on the second Thursday of each month.
Okay, so we're perfectly fine. Okay.
So are we going on Tuesdays? Do we prefer Tuesday, or are we going to, I know you mentioned something about staff would prefer Tuesdays, so.
Yes, one of the staff members who would normally attend is not able to attend Thursday evenings, which is why we were recommending moving it to Tuesdays.
I prefer Tuesdays. I coach on Thursdays, so I'm literally leaving to go to the arena.
So why don't we try Tuesday?
Okay,
yeah,
so
Tuesday's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with
You
Tuesday.
okay with that, Tony?
I'm fine with me.
okay,
Linda, what about you? Call it in if it's a problem.
Yeah. I'm pretty open for meetings,
Good
as
for
long as,
me.
just long as they're not on another.
Perfect. So I will need a mover and a seconder for report CACC 1/2023, which has a recommendation of the first Tuesday of each month at 6:30. Moved by Marcia, seconded by Tony. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Okay, and all those opposed? That was carried. Next on the agenda is a roundtable discussion. So we'll go around and see if anyone has any points they would like to bring up today. Tony, would you like to go first?
The elections are taken over. Marcia should be chair, because that's what Sydney did with us. She handed it over to Anna.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
There's
Marcia?
stuff I'd like to see, but you have to get somebody to do it. You know what I mean? It's I'd like to see an Oktoberfest in this town, but you need somebody to want to do it, like Legion or the Corps, or somebody that normally deals with alcohol.
Marcia, do you have anything for the roundtable discussion?
Not at this time.
Carol?
No, I'm good for now.
Councillor Decker?
No, I'm good. I was hoping we would have more. We had a good crew last term of council. So if you know of anyone that's interested in coming back, spread the word and ask around.
Linda?
I'm good.
Perfect. So based on the discussion earlier, our next meeting would be scheduled for March 6th at 6:30 p.m.
March 7th, you mean?
Sorry, March 7th at 6:30 p.m. So unless anyone has any comments, there being no further business, the meeting is adjourned at 6:58 p.m.